BF is afraid of marriage. My 35F and my partner of nearly 5 years 47M are in a loving relationship. I had some long relationships before him, some of which ended with declined proposals, but there were always more issues with those relationships, and I was also not ready myself. I have one kid from a prior relationship. My partner was with the same woman from age 21 to 40. She cheated twice and they were on off in the early stages and only got married after a decade, had kids, and then he got extremely sick and disabled, lost his job, and she cheated again. There was also some baby trapping to get a proposal, and another when she started cheating. My partner's divorce was finalized just as we got together after years of separation. He dated and had some serious relationships in between. He doesn't casually date and treats all his exes seriously. He doesn't believe in cheating, and despite the evidence, he doesn't truly believe his ex cheated except for the first time in their 20s when she admitted it to him directly. The second time she admitted it, she was telling him he was leaving his broken ass for her soul mate, but he didn't believe that she was actually meeting up with this person. Delusional MO. Part of his whole people typically don't cheat thing come from him believing that it's not something people with class and worth do. He thinks it's a media sensationalization thing. His parents in their 80s are still madly in love, and he has many other happily married couples around him. He feels like a failure for being divorced and not living with his kids. This man is one in a trillion. He's absolutely beautiful, thoughtful, strong, sensitive, intelligent, beyond intelligent, funny, friendly, adventurous, loyal, a good dad, moral, spiritual, helpful, masculine, outdoors, and kind. Since we started dating, he had gotten better physically, his disability had reformed significantly, and he can now function daily. He is also recommitment to his old profession and doing schooling to update and get into his field again. He was retired. He helped me get into my chosen school as well, which I just finished, and landed a great career. He is incredible and supportive. He is also kind to my child and has coached their sports team, read to them, and helped them with school problems. My partner's family are also kind and welcoming to myself and my child. Myself and child love his family and get along well with them and spend most of our free time around them. For me, this is my person. I was pretty sure in the first few weeks, but by year 1 I was sure. I'm in the medical field, and so I've always used my knowledge and skills to help him. Just before I graduated with my advanced field, he had a hospital visit. I went with him and stayed. It bothered me that I wasn't his wife because he's older and has previous medical issues, and he comes to me for all things medical as a partner and professional, and as a GF, I have less say if anything was to happen. We've talked about this, and he made me next of kin/emergency contact on our documents/insurance, but frankly, I'd rather just be married. I told him after we left the hospital that when I graduate and get into my career, I want a proposal because I just want to be with him. I'd like the proposal to be within a year or so of graduation, and if he can't, then he should let me go because that's how I want to share our life. He told me he can't see himself ever getting married again because he still feels ashamed of his divorce. Feels worried his kids might feel replaced if he get a new family. Feels he doesn't have anything to offer or provide. He is open to it in future and wants to always be with me, but reiterated its internal issues with himself. We discussed if he had any trust issues with me or concerns. He said he doesn't have any concerns with me. It's now been a year since that conversation. He is halfway through his profession program, getting lucrative job offers now, but still worried about heading back to work after his recovery. He still has some physical issues, but more or less he can perform normally work-wise. I've brought up marriage, and his whole thing is now that he can't afford a $50K ring. His ex had a $25K ring in early 2000s, and he doesn't want to give me less. I don't want a ring anywhere near either cost. I don't need a ring at all, and I could give a shit if it outshines his ex's ring. The rings I like are $500 to $2,500 I've showed him because I prefer personal and non-traditional designs, and I work with my hands and travel, so I don't want an item that will attract theft. But he still doesn't believe those rings are adequate enough. It might be years before he is even at the success gradient he feels is necessary to propose. The whole thing makes me feel like his values are a bit more materialistic, and I keep thinking he must have ulterior reasons to not proposing. And sometimes I worry that if he gets back into his successful career, he won't want me. I am not a trophy wife by any stretch. I never want to retire. Love working, love doing my own repairs, camping, and I want a partner and all that. I adore this man, but I keep thinking after all this time, if he doesn't feel a crazy need to propose and solidify it, he never will. I don't want to bully him or put an ultimatum on him, but I've been waiting for him my whole life, and I feel just not good enough. He was always beautiful and brilliant enough to have anyone, but his self-esteem was at an all-time low when I met him. I worry that when he is back to his prior success level or beyond, which looks like it will be, that he will wake up to how low he'd choose and feel obligated to stay. He is a bit of a people pleaser,